says, what is happiness and how to achieve it? And another says, how do we control our ego? And they actually go very nicely together, because the ego is the greatest impediment to our happiness. Happiness is not something we achieve. Most of us these days, regardless of where we're from, are born and raised in a culture that's all about achievement. From the time we're very young, it's all about what we're able to do. Whether it's clean up our room, whether it's help mom in the kitchen, whether it's get 10 out of 10 on our arithmetic quiz, whether it's get into an Ivy League college, whether it's get the career that we want, whether it's make the money that we want. Our lives are focused on achievement from the time we're very young, and we're taught that who we are, our value as a person, is based on what we achieve. And so when we look for something like happiness, we take that also as an achievement. How can I achieve happiness? But the truth is that the only way to experience happiness is to stop striving toward achievement. Happiness is a state of mind in which we recognize that right here, right now, we are so grateful. We're all grateful for different things. But that happiness has to be right here and right now. It's not something we can have next week or last week. It's not something we can work toward. That's all the achievement mentality. Keep climbing the ladder and then you'll get it. Just lose another 10 pounds. Just get another raise. Just get another promotion. Just move to this area of town. And it's that mentality that keeps us from happiness. And the practice of gratitude, just conscious gratitude in every moment, brings us in touch with the true state of our being, which is happiness. I always say, when you look at kids, little babies, what do they need to be happy? Nothing. We give kids, all of these fancy toys, and inevitably they're much more excited about the box it came in than the toy itself. They don't even open the box sometimes. You actually have to say, no, open it. The present is actually inside. They're so enthralled with the ribbon or the paper or the box. Lie them on their back. They're enthralled with their own toes. It's as we grow that we're brainwashed into believing that our happiness is something outside of us. We're not good enough. We're not smart enough, we're not rich enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not fair enough, we're not whatever it is. And if we can just be thinner, richer, fairer, more successful, married with kids, whatever our thing is, more respected, more appreciated, more loved, in better health, more skilled, then I'll be happy. But that's all rooted in the idea that who I am right now is not enough. And what we find when we really look at our lives is that it's always one more thing. This week it's something, then I get that, I achieve that, and then next week it becomes something else. And the only way to actually experience happiness is to recognize that it's nothing outside of me. It's only within. And it's only in the connection to who I am, what the universe is, God by any name, and by connecting to the Creator in all the forms. That's what love is. Why does love make us so happy? Doesn't matter what you love. Why do so many people who are depressed and sad get so happy with puppy dogs or kitties? Doesn't matter what you love. Loving anything, even a puppy, even a kitty, even a tree, connects us to love. Doesn't matter what the object is. We're connecting to love, and when we connect to love, we're connecting to that source of who we really are. And that's in what happiness lies. So, to achieve it, we stop trying to achieve it. We stop right where we are. We remove the barriers to happiness, of which ego is the greatest, which was why I was glad to take that question with it. It's the ego that keeps us thinking. I am the body, I'm my identity, I'm my personality, I'm my history. It's the ego that says, you're not good enough. It's the ego that says, this is the drama of your life. The ego is the one who holds the script of our lives. What happens to most of us is we live our lives with patterns. They begin in our childhood and then we carry them with us in our lives. We were abandoned as kids, we're going to carry abandonment into our adulthood. We were abused as kids, we'll carry abuse into our adulthood. We had 7 brothers and sisters and we were totally ignored in our childhood. We're going to carry being ignored into our adulthood. We're going to carry these patterns into our life and constantly recreate them in our own minds. And it's the ego that does that. It's the ego that holds on to this pattern because it's so identified as that middle child of 7 or 8 or 9 siblings, and my parents forgot that I ever existed. Nobody paid attention to me. Or I had a brother or sister who was the smart one and I was always told, you're not as good, or whatever the story was. It's the ego that latches onto that and then carries it with us into our adult life. And that's what prevents us from being happy, is the stories we tell ourselves. It's nothing someone else does. It's our story about what they do. And that's a very important distinction. It's not what other people do that takes our happiness. It's what we tell ourselves about what they do. It's how we interpret the drama that's unfolding. And that's all the play of the ego. The ego is the one that tells us, I am the victim. I am the one. Why do I always have to be the one to sacrifice? Why is it always me? Why don't other people hold up their end of the work? I'm always the one. That's the ego. I never get enough. That's the ego. Letting go of the ego is saying, I'm not my history, I'm not my story. I am the consciousness, I am the love, I am the infinite being. And connecting with that is the source to happiness. And so slowly, 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 through our practice of meditation, through yoga, through just life, through insight, through introspection, we let go of all of the stuff that's not us. We let go of the ego. And enable ourselves to actually experience happiness. And gratitude is one of the greatest ways, because it pulls us out of the ego story. And it brings us right back into the present moment. And regardless of what's going on in our life, inevitably there's something we can be grateful for. And focusing on that, having a practice of gratitude morning and evening. And a practice of letting go. Letting go of the stories. Who would I be if I didn't carry that with me? And that's what yoga does. By uniting us with who we really are. It frees us from who we're not. From all the lies and the stories that we've been told our whole lives. And in that union, we experience happiness.